All you need is something to record them. On the Mac, I use a program called Audio Hijack Pro, which is the only thing that I use on the software side, I mean, not counting the headset. The only thing I use that costs money. It's not free. It currently goes for $32, which doesn't break the bank. You know, I'm not using a $100 or multi-$100 audio package to do this. Audio Hijack Pro will record any audio input from any program on my computer, mix it up, record the different files. And it's just a great program, but it's Mac only. On the Windows side, you can check out Pamela. I know is very popular for recording Skype on Windows. Call Burner, Call Recorder, Wiretap Studio and Nicecast are both Mac. And you can record, Google record Skype to get the latest. There's always new programs coming out to record audio. Let's see here. Okay, recording. This is these are screenshots of Audio Hijack Pro. And I just want to demonstrate that it's not too difficult to set up. The program will record my microphone into one file and the output from Skype into a second file. Now that's important because if it was recording both sides of the conversation in Skype, my voice would be doubled. I'd have the microphone input and I'd have the Skype input. And that just doesn't sound good at all. I can take these two files now and I can put them into that multi-track editing later on, and I can adjust the levels and the volumes. I can play with the timing and make sure that everything lines up correctly, make sure that everything sounds. I can make it sound like me and Joe are in the same room, to be honest, as long as Skype is cooperating, because there are sometimes issues with the way they send their traffic across the internet. But on those days that Skype is cooperating and playing nicely, I can make it sound like we're in the same room simply by having access to separate files for each input source. And Audio Hijack Pro will do that. On the left is the session for the microphone, and it's a little fuzzy, but bear with me. You can see that my input device, that's my headphones. The output device, silence. That's what I was talking about. You don't want your voice doubled up in the recording. On the right, why does it say click here? Oh right, I remember why. Because I've got these funky arrows. I should have done a dry run on this presentation, I really should. But then you've got silence output. On the right is the Skype session running concurrently within Audio Hijack Pro. And it takes input from a program called Soundflower, which is kind of like a router. It's an audio router for your computer. It'll take audio from one program and send it to another program, even if that program is not designed to take input from a source other than a microphone. I hesitate to say that it's a hack because it's a great program. It's not really a hack, but it seems that way sometimes. And then the output is my headphones from Skype to my headphones, so I can hear Joe. And then the Skype preferences here, my audio output is Soundflower, which goes back into Audio Hijack Pro. And the input is my microphone, so that Joe can hear me. This might seem really complicated, but once you've got it set up, it never needs to change. This is the hardest part of anything you're going to do when you're recording a podcast, to be honest, is setting up the routing for your audio signals. Once you've got it figured out, though, and it's not hard to figure out. It's not. You're not going to have to call anybody to come over and help you. Once you've got it set up, though, it's good to go. You don't have to change anything. Just do it once.
But is this if you're doing it by yourself or with somebody?
This is when you're doing it with somebody else.
Okay.
Right. Now, like I said, if you're doing it by yourself, all you need is that recording program. You're just going to talk into your microphone. It's going to go right into that program. Done deal. It's when you have to deal with Skype or iChat or whatever program you're using to record somebody else's voice, then it gets a little dicey.
But you could be in the same room with two headsets and not recording on one computer.
Sure, you could. Yes?
What if you're doing sort of a solo podcast and you're interviewing a subject matter expert, and maybe that person just doesn't have Skype, they're not comfortable with it, but you want to talk to them on the phone. Do you have recommendations for how to do that?
I know that there are.
Well,
You can call landline to Skype.
You can do landline to Skype.
You can also just register for Blog Talk Radio account and just record it through Blog Talk Radio and download afterwards.
You could do that. Yeah, there are options for dealing with people who would prefer to use a phone. I've never had to do that myself because everybody I've ever talked to has Skype. Or some program that is like Skype, like iChat or AIM. I think Yahoo now has, Yahoo Instant Messenger has voice built into it too, I think.
There's another option too, which is there are all kinds of free teleconference services, and almost all of them now offer recordings, which you can again download and still edit if you choose to for GarageBand or something.
Right. Yeah, you can use GoToMeeting and services like that. Yeah. Now those aren't free; those are going to cost you. But you know, if that's your only option, you know, that's one way you can go. We are editing. Yes, editing. Again, this is GarageBand, and you can see me here playing around with moving things around. The Skype track has to line up with the microphone track. I'm going to adjust the volume. I'm going to create a fade simply by clicking and dragging it down. There's my fade in for the show. I've got some promos up there that I recorded. You know, hey, for a limited time, check out blah, 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 you know, things like that. I'm going to talk about those sponsorships later on. So, yeah, I can move things around. It's kind of simple stuff once you get used to playing around with them.
Do you have a certain length of time before you get to your fade at the beginning of the show?
Yeah, I mean, we do about a minute, almost a minute and a half of stuff prior to starting the show on each episode. I start off each one by saying, bandwidth for Geek Dad's Weekly is provided by geekcast.fm, geekcast.fm. And then I've got the intro music that starts up. And then I do two promotions. It varies from week to week, but let's say I'm doing one for Legacy Learning. That's one of the products that I'm going to be promoting soon, actually. They do a guitar course, learn how to play guitar course. And I'll say, I haven't written the script for it yet, but I would say something to the effect of, go check out Legacy Learning. Go check out learnandmaster.com/geekdads. They've got 5 or 6 great courses. You can learn how to play guitar, you can learn how to play drums, learn how to do ballroom dancing. Go check them out. Blah, 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 blah. Done. And I do those for 2 different products. And then we get into the show title. This is Geek Dad's Weekly episode number 6 for February, whatever the date is, 2010. And then, title of the show. Back to the Island was the title of one of our recent episodes. And then we get into the actual show itself.
So the fade is there.
That's where the
So
fade
you
is.
know how much time you need
Sure.
for the fade.
Well, looking at this, you can tell how much time you need. I'll stand up for this part so I can point it out. But looking at this, you can tell how much time you need. Up at the top there is a timeline. You need that much time. There's the last thing that we record, the